You think the Ravens are the biggest winners in the AFC North this offseason?
This is a team that consistently is going to be in position to contend because of how talented they are. The reality of it is those guys can play.
The AFC should watch out for the Baltimore Ravens this season.
Players in the NFL, certainly one of the best players at quarterback. They got a guy at tailback in J.K. Dobbins, who I think could be an all-pro. They got one of the best tight ends in football, a plethora of perimeter weapons, some health on the offensive line, a very good defensive line, one of the better young linebackers in the NFL, and a top 5 secondary. And no one talks about it.
Yo, what it is? Yo, welcome to the Postgame show at the Bank, a Baltimore Ravens podcast, yo. And y'all already know, if you didn't already know, but I'm going to tell you anyway, yo. My Ravens defeat the Cleveland Browns, yo, 28-3, man. And this postgame show is most definitely going to be titled All Bark but No Bite. That dog pounds, man. It was nothing but little mutts up there up in Cleveland, man. They wasn't full grown nothing, man. They was all mixed breeds, thinking they can just sit there and bark all day and wasn't able to do what they were supposed to do. You feel me? But nah, on it for real though. As we had beat Cleveland today, yo. Shout out to Coach Harbaugh for winning his 150 regular season game, man. That's a big milestone, a big accomplishment, Coach, man. And I'm glad that you was able to do it with the Flockers, man. And I'm wishing you nothing but more success because I feel like you are a top-tier head coach in this game, and I feel like that you deserve to get your flowers right now, man. So shout out to Coach Harbaugh for winning his 150 game, man, because I think that's a real significant big number for him, and I think that's a good achievement that he was able to accomplish with us, man, because he didn't been with the organization for about 16 years now. He started off as a special teams head coach underneath an Andy Reid tree up in Philadelphia, and once he was able to get that call from here, man, he was able to take his journey and take it on the full throttle, man. So shout out to you, Coach Harbaugh, man. You most definitely deserve their flowers now, man. And it was nothing better to get it on the division rival. You know what I mean? The Cleveland Browns, who the Baltimore Ravens used to be the Cleveland Browns, you feel me? So it was dope that he was able to get that, man. So shout out to you, Coach. And man, it was an interesting game. The Ravens came with a purpose. The defense, shout out to the defense, man. Defense played lights out, man, from the time the kickoff started to the end of the game, man. And the Ravens defense is showing that they should be arguably in the top 10 defense so far right now. And I feel like just me being biased that the Ravens defense should be a little bit higher than top 10. I'm saying like in the top 5 right now. Yes, I understand that we lost to the Indianapolis Colts, but like I said, man, each of those trap games, they humble you. You feel me? They humble you. And I think that the Ravens really took exception to that loss last week, and they was able to put it in against the Cleveland Browns, man. Even though, yes, I understand, the Cleveland Browns was shorthanded. So were we. I don't want to hear that. Oh, we didn't have Deshaun Watson and ... When y'all beat the Ravens last year, man, we didn't have Lamar. But it was still, the game was still had to be played. The game still continued. It still went on. Y'all still got the victory. So I don't want to hear about, late scratch with Deshaun Watson. Hey, maybe Deshaun Watson knew that coming up this stout defense that he knew not to put up his shoulder against, because he knew what type of field day that the Ravens defense was going to have or bound to have. You feel me? So I don't want to hear that. So they put their rookie quarterback in today, and our defense handled him, man. We was able to rattle him a little bit. We was able to show him that preseason is different from regular season, my guy. So, man, it was dope that the Ravens was able to bounce back, especially in a good cause. Because, like I said, they didn't score no touchdowns. That's how you supposed to do it when you play against a backup, man. Don't allow them to score no touchdowns. Even though the Colts only got one touchdown. It was, a good catch from Zach Moss. But at the same time, man, we shouldn't have allowed that touchdown. I felt like PQ should have got the interception, but PQ balled out this game, man. PQ stepped up. He was able to show that last week was in the past. That this week was something different. This week was something special. And I swear, man, PQ just keep balling out, man. He's going to get that contract that we are looking for, man. Let me get some of the team stats that we was able to get, man. We had 16 first downs today, which, that means we was able to turn up the clock. Keep the clock moving, because we had seven of those first downs was rushing. So we was, that shows that we was able to keep the ball moving, and showing that we was able to get on top of what Cleveland was trying to do, because Cleveland, all they was trying to do was send pressure against Lamar. And we was able to be efficient. Now, on third downs, we wasn't all that efficient. We was 4 from 12. I felt like that on third downs, man. If we can't have a lot of 3 and outs to win a lot of games this year. I feel like that, against a high power team like the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles, who's still undefeated, teams like that who find ways to win, you're going to have to find the reason why they're so successful, because on third down they are able to keep the offense out there. So I feel like the Ravens most definitely going to have to learn how to do that, man. Is be more efficient on third downs, man. Turnovers didn't really bite us this week, and which it was great, because like I said, the turnovers, that's how you keep the momentum of the game, man. In the turnover range, we had 8 penalties for 92 yards. But it didn't bite us that much, and then that's what kept the Ravens alive, is if that penalties, was able to spark Cleveland into points. I feel like those penalties, that's the way the penalties would have been able to bite us in the ass. But good thing it didn't, you feel me? As a team, the Ravens was able to rush for 131 yards, led by my guy Gus the Bus Edwards, man. He did his thing, averaging hold on, let me get it, because I don't want to mess his stats up, man. He was able to average 15 carries, 48 yards, 3.2 yards a carry, man. And the person who really changed our rushing offense, our rushing attack, was Justice Hill. Justice Hill, coming off that turf toe injury, really put a boost in our rushing attack, man. The way he makes his first cut, the way he make defenders move, and the way that he's so fast, man. And I'm glad he was able to play. I'm glad he was able to show that he's a reliable back in this game, man. And the thing about the Ravens is that we have 4 running backs that can really get the job done. You already said we got Gus. I already said that we got my guy Justice Hill. We still got Melvin Gordon. You still got Kenyon Drake, who we didn't even use today. So I felt like the Ravens was able to, use that rush attack and turn that clock up. So it was a great win. We needed to get it ahead in this AFC North. That was another great thing, that this win was, this division opponent, get this win from this division opponent, because we was able to take control of the AFC North today. Because now we are the only teams in the AFC North that won this week. We see that the Cincinnati Bengals went down. We took care of the Cleveland Browns. And Bryce, if you so happen to see this, yes, your Pittsburgh Steelers did not do so well against the Houston Texans. So I cannot wait till we get to play the Steelers next week, boy. It's going to be something special. But no, though, to allude to what I was just saying, though, that the Ravens really held their composure and was able to make this game. It seemed like it was personal. You can tell it was the AFC North, because it was some hits that was out there. It was some great tackling, some good open fields. And as always, when it comes to this AFC North battle, man, we are always taking injuries. Now, it was injuries on both sides of the field. It wasn't just on the side of the Ravens. Like Morgan Moses had went down today. And it didn't really look too good for real. So hopefully he can bounce back next week. We're going to most definitely need him. I believe he's a good key piece on that offensive line. And we can't keep shuffling this offensive line around. We was able to get Tyler Linderbaum back today, who was able to make sure that Lamar stayed clean on his end. Hopefully we get Ronnie Stanley back, and hopefully Morgan Moses can most definitely come back. We also lost Worley in the DB pool. Worley, I think he went down with a shoulder injury early, and he wasn't able to come back at all. Also, we lost what's the other cornerback name? Jalen Amore Davis, I believe that's his name, JAD. He also went down with hamstring tightness. So we got bit by the injury bug just a little bit. Nothing too serious. Even what's his name? Arthur Millette also went down. Looked like he's gonna be placed in concussion protocol. So the injury bug did kind of bite us a little bit, but it didn't really get to us. It didn't hit like a Lamar. It didn't hit Mark Andrews. It didn't hit Zay Flowers. Nelson Aguilar got off a little gimpy, but nothing too serious. So that was one of the key things I most definitely got to talk about in our offense. And now let's switch it over to the offensive keys right now. And one of the things we most definitely had to take care of was ball security and the turnovers. As far as ball security, wasn't all that up to par. We still got to work on that ball security, man. And the reason why I felt like we got to work on that ball security is for the simple fact that Lamar had 2 fumbles and lost 1. That's not going to work, man. And then that fumble that Lamar lost, man, was to Justice Hill, where Justice Hill, we was right there in the red zone, where we was in the position to score. But a fumble, those like that, man, you can't happen because that's leaving points on the field. You can't leave points on the field when you're playing against a team like the Cleveland Browns and they got Myles Garrett on the other end. You just can't do that because your Cleveland Browns was ranked the number 1 defense, and you know you can see why they was ranked the number 1 defense because the way they fly around to the ball, the way they get blitzed, the way they can get to the quarterback. You know, I mean, it was, you can just see that the Browns have something. But I feel like the Browns is going to be that team that even though they got good key pieces, they're not going to be able to finish. You know what I mean? And that's what happened to them today. Good key pieces: Amari Cooper, Kareem Hunt, Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith, Denzel Ward. You have all these good key pieces over there, but it's just not enough when you don't have your Deshaun Watson, that money-making quarterback. So it was most definitely on us on the ball security, man. It was not all that good. Not all that good. We still, like I said, it didn't bite us for us to turn us. That game turned around, and the Browns was able to come back anything. So that was like the best part about that ball security and the turnover war, because we also won that turnover war too. So that's something, that ball security is still something to work on. Don't let Myles Garrett go crazy, go wild. And Myles Garrett only had 1 sack. We was able to contain the beast, not stop him, because you're not going to stop Myles Garrett. Yeah, he did get a little lower leg injury, came up gimping when he did sack Lamar, or he tried to sack Lamar. But throughout the game, man, Myles Garrett was starting to make some havoc in that backfield, man. He was able to beat McKernan in a couple of plays. He was able, Pat McKernan was able to even gave up a sack today. But in all, Myles Garrett didn't take over the game. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things that Myles Garrett can do is take over in the game. And if he take over a game, that's how Cleveland defense start bringing into life. That's how momentum thing start swinging into Cleveland's way. You feel me? So we was able to contain Myles Garrett, man. He didn't, like I said, he didn't go sack crazy. Yes, he was able to get 1, but he didn't go sack crazy. You feel me? So, and like I said, the last thing that I want to see our offense, kind of do was come away this game without being injured, man. And like I said, Morgan Moses and a couple of other guys on that offensive side did take a little licking, but I'm hoping that it's not too serious and we were able to be almost at full strength going against Pittsburgh up in Pittsburgh, because we most definitely going to need everybody that we can possibly get. Now, I'm not saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers is a team that we gotta really watch out for, but it is a team that we got to watch out for. It's a division game. It's a rivalry game. Just because Pittsburgh lost today, that don't mean they not going to be coming up ready and for sure ready against us. Because you already know, man, Mike Tomlin is always going to have his guys be prepared and be ready when it comes against the Baltimore Ravens. So that was my keys right there. And I felt like the Ravens somewhat listened to it on the offensive tip just a little bit. You know what I mean? We was able to ball security is something we still got to work on. Myles Garrett didn't go crazy, and injuries didn't really pile up as much. And like I said, that's a great thing because we need all the bodies that we can get carrying on to the rest of this regular season. You feel me? Let's switch it over to the defensive side, man. The defense really showing, like I said in the beginning of this episode, that the Ravens defense is really showing that they are capable to be a top 5 defense in this league right now. We are able to we are able to get takeaways. We're able to get quarterback pressures. We can stop the run at times. We was able to stop the run today. We was way better than the rush defense today. The only thing that the Ravens is really still struggling on is still getting home to the quarterback, like getting the quarterback down to the ground. My man Clowney, in my opinion, would be leading the league in sacks if he can just fucking finish the damn sacks, man. It's like, oh man, he does so much just to get to the quarterback, and then just for him to be like, yeah, I didn't finish the job. Like, man, I swear, I'm hoping that as the season progresses, man, that he is able to once he get his hands on the quarterback, man, that he can take it down. But Clowney is still having a decent season so far, man. Because like I said, he's able to put so much pressure on the quarterback. He's able to get in the backfield. He's able to disrupt the run. So it's a great thing that Clowney did come to the Ravens. And also, Kyle Van Noy was also got some plays and got some reps out there today, man. He almost had a sack. So I'm starting to see that Kyle Van Noy is a decent edge rusher. My guy Rod, shout out to Rod, man. He the one that told me, gave me some info on Kyle Van Noy, saying that he's a solid edge rusher. He is able to put his hand down in the dirt. He's able to lift his hands up off the dirt. He's able to play coverage. He's an all-around stud as a football player. So I can't wait to see more of him as the season go along. So shout out to Kyle Van Noy, man, for actually stepping onto that defensive field. Defensive side. I don't know how many snaps that he actually played, but he was out there a lot and way more than I anticipate him to be playing this game. But for the defensive side, man, let's talk about some of the defensive keys that I've seen. And one of the things was get home to Watson, but Watson didn't play. So we're going to talk about, let's get home to what's his DTR. I can't think the shorty name off the top of my head right now. But we was able to get 4 sacks on him, like 4 sacks, and that was great. For the Ravens to get home to these quarterbacks was, getting 4 sacks and rattling what if you can get home to a rookie quarterback and rattle his cage just enough to make him be like, man, God, dang, they coming, they're way faster than what it is college. It's going to be a long day for them. And then the Ravens, like I said, the Ravens was able to get 4 sacks. You know what I mean? So it's as long as that we keep putting pressure on the quarterback and getting home to these quarterbacks, it feels like that the Ravens edge rushers is starting to come along. You know what I mean? Even if it's not from Clowney or Kyle Van Noy, It looked like Justin Matabike is able to get back there. It looks like Travis Jones is able to get to the quarterback. You see my man, what's my guy name? Broderick Washington was able to get into some plays, man. So it looked like my defensive line is starting to step up a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit more confident in their ability. You feel me? So for getting 4 sacks today was a great thing for the Ravens defense, especially for the confidence that now we're going into next week. The next thing I wanted to see was stop the run. And the Ravens most definitely was able to stop the run because as a team, the Cleveland Browns was only able to get 93 rushing yards. You know, they averaged 3.7 yards a pop. So it looked like that the Ravens is able to slow down that rushing attack and was stepped up better than what they did last week, because last week, man, it seemed like the Indianapolis Colts were just running and our defense just wasn't catching on. You feel me? So it was really good that the Ravens was able to make sure, number one, that the Cleveland Browns did not get over 100 rushing yards as a team, and then number two, that no particular running back was really getting things to moving for real. So that was a great key thing there for the defense to actually do. And then the last thing I wanted to see was create turnovers. And man, did our defense really step up in creating turnovers? You feel me? We was able to get 3 interceptions today. Shout out to my man Brandon Stevens for getting his first career interception. Shout out to Geno Stone for getting his second career interception. And shout out to Kyle Hamilton getting his first interception this season. You know what I mean? So that shows that now that our defense is able to get the ball back to our offense, you know, so it's showing that our defense is clicking. It's showing that whatever Mike McDonald has in store for us in his second year is starting to come along. It seems like he knows when to pressure the quarterback. He seems to know when not to pressure the quarterback. He seems to put all his key players in the right spot. You feel me? Like Kyle Hamilton, he is doing his thing, man. If he keep balling like the way he is balling, I say if he get like 2 more sacks and if he get like 3 to 4 more interceptions, somehow, some way, Kyle Hamilton might see himself inside of a Pro Bowler this year, being on his second year. And that'll be dope if he can get something like that, man. So I got real high expectations for my man Kyle Hamilton. I just really hoping that my guy can just stay healthy, man. It's gotta stay healthy, you feel me? So yeah, overall on that defensive side, man, they handled their money. They were making sure that any loose change that the Cleveland Browns had left out, we was able to scoop it up, pick it up, put it out, and cash it into our deposit. You feel me? We cashed it at the M&T Bank. Well, at the bank, you feel me? We wasn't at M&T Bank this weekend, but we was able to cash it in at the bank. You feel me? No pun intended. But before I let y'all go, man, I want to let y'all know that now that I have a new segment that I would like to introduce on to the show. You feel me? And it's called "Have They Earned Their Wings?" You know what I mean? And then you know what I mean. It's just pretty much like player of the game. And I got 2 players who who really earned their wings today. And the first player I most definitely would like to get this award to is our guy, our quarterback, Mr. 5-year, Mr. Flock or nothing. You feel me? Lamar Jackson. He earned his wings today this season, you feel me? In my opinion, because today Lamar Jackson was 15 from 19. He had 186 yards, and he was averaging 9.8 yards a play. He able to throw 2 touchdowns to Mark Andrews, no interceptions, and his QB rating was 142.5. Dope. LJ balled out today, man. He did everything he was supposed to do. And another thing about him balling out, man, I don't want to hear about nobody saying that LJ can't throw the ball anymore. He had he was throwing dimes today. That last touchdown that Mark Andrews got, that first touchdown that Mark Andrews got, it was the last one, and it was up high. That's where you supposed to put it at. Up high, where only your guy can get it. And nobody else was able to get it. It was in perfect spot. Another dime that he threw to Mark Andrews was on this on like a broken play. You feel me? And then another dime that he threw to Big Play Zay. Threw for about 56 yards, man. 43 yards to Big Play Zay. So I don't want to hear this narrative that Lamar doesn't have an arm. Lamar accuracy is not that good. It seems like Lamar has found his throwing arm and his accuracy over the summer. So, and it's translating right now. Todd Monken is most definitely finding that next step out of Lamar, man. So, shout out to my guy LJ for earning his wings today, man. You gotta go ahead and get your wings on, get the flap, and you feel me? Let's go. And on the defensive side, man, I want to give this guy because I felt like he's been working hard. This guy has been showing up every game. At times, yes, he can get you a defensive call at times, but he's really stepping up since Marlon Humphreys had went down, and this whole DB room has kind of been depleted. And that's my guy, or our guy, Brandon Stephens, who got his first career pick today. Brandon Stephens, you know what I mean? He doesn't win every battle. He doesn't. It's be at times that a wide receiver wins, but Brandon Stephens do not put his head down. He do not get low on himself. He just keep fighting like the dog that he is. Brandon Stephens is a dog, man. You feel me? So he most definitely got his wings today, and he should be able to flap himself as we come back to Baltimore for practice this week, man. You deserve it, Brandon Stephens, man. Like I said, he was able to do a lot of the dirty work, man. Brandon Stephens had 2 tackles, 2 of them was solo, open field tackle. That's another great thing about Brandon Stephens, man. He's able to get open field tackles. So as long as he keep doing that and he keep balling, Brandon Stephens is going to see himself getting a nice contract. And like I said, he got 1 pass deflection and went along with his interception. So I feel like Brandon Stephens is coming on to his own, man. I feel like once Marlon Humphrey get back, man, we're going to be able to slide Brandon Stephens to the other side maybe. And then maybe Darby can play the nickel, or maybe Brandon Stephens can be our nickel. Just remember that Brandon Stephens is a Swiss Army knife. He not just only play corner. My guy plays safety too when it needs to be. So shout out to LJ for getting his wings, and shout out to Brandon Stephens for having a ball out game and getting your wings today, man. So that's the new segment I'm going to be putting into each post game, is giving players of the game. You feel me? So, and Lamar and Brandon Stephens was the first to probably the first of many. You feel me? I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be talking about LJ again, and hopefully I'm gonna be talking about Brandon Stephens again. I can't wait to sit here and put Big Play Zay on here. You feel me? So the offense is starting to come along. The team is starting to look good, and it was a good way to come out 3-1 and most definitely sitting on top of that AFC North. And hopefully that the power rankings will finally lift the Baltimore. Finally, will put the Ravens like in the top 5 this week, man. So fingers crossed. We will see. All right, man. Before I let y'all go, man, please like, share, and if you're not already, subscribe to the grid, man. Enter the grid, man. This is the only way that you most definitely will get to At the Bank Baltimore Ravens podcast. If you enter the grid, you got to dare to be different. You feel me? So make sure y'all do that, man. Make sure y'all go out there and like, share, subscribe, you feel me? Because not only that At the Bank is the only show that's on the Grid Network, we got great other shows, you feel me? Also, I got my MTMO on the Grid. We got Carving It Up with Bryson. We got All Even Podcast. We got Clutch Sports Talk. We got Outside the Cage if you into MMA. And for my Lakers fans, we got The Forum if you most definitely want to hear your Lakers news. And to the Raiders Nation, you feel me? Make sure y'all tune into the Raiders Roundup so y'all can get all your latest Raiders information. And to my Washington Commanders, make sure y'all tune into the Commanders on Demand. You feel me? Like I said, yo, we got great shows on this network. So if you're tired of the same voices and the same opinion you hear over and over on the other networks and stuff like that, like I said, dare to be different. Come over here to the grid. I guarantee you we got great shows. You feel me? So, like I said, man, I appreciate everybody who tuned in on this post-game coverage, man. And I cannot wait to come back this Saturday to talk about them bumblebee ass Steelers. You feel me? And I can't wait because y'all already know, man. I hate the Steelers with passion. I hate the Steelers with everything in me. You feel me? So that's another topic, another day. And make sure that y'all come back on that day on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You feel me? So, as always, yo, big trust. Because why would you trust anything else? I'm out.